my beautiful Taurus. How are we doing this week? All right, we're going to be doing your weekly from the 17th to the 23rd, or whenever you hear it. All right. It's going to storm me out, so I feel like it's also going to be a week of cleansing, maybe chaos. I don't know. We'll see what happens. All right, we're using the Crystal Grid Oracle that wanted to pop out early, so if it comes back out, we'll see. All right, spirit guides. So maybe you need to be in tune with your spirit guides and angels this week. So 2 and 19 might be important. So maybe you need to be a little bit more in tune with your spirit guides. This might be time for meditation, solitude, prayer even. Whether you've got spirit guides, angels, it's up to you. Whatever you choose. All right, and that is celestialite. I can never pronounce the crystals right, but I'll put it up there so if you want to read it. All right, we're using the daydream. Let's see what's going on. Ooh, we got the devil in reverse. This could be shutting out toxicity. I feel like whatever you've been dealing with that you may feel has been toxic, this is kind of you not dealing with it. I feel like you're turning your back on it. It might be too much of a burden to really be carrying, especially with that 10 of Wands going on. This could be why you're talking to your spirit guides or your angels. You know? I feel like it's about you owning your own power, especially with that King of Wands. It's like moving towards what you're driven to, but I feel like there's a little indecision when it comes to this. It's like not knowing where you're going yet, or not knowing the right path. I don't know what that is, but we're taking it. And that one. Ooh. Okay. Kind of a week. I feel like you're focused on your own hopes and dreams this week. And that might be why you're talking to your spirit guides and your angels. I feel like whatever situation you've been dealing with that was toxic, could be negative thoughts, could be a toxic person. It's kind of like you're not feeling it type of energy. Like, but you're not really knowing what decision that you want to make. It's kind of like, I know I don't want to just deal with it, but I don't know what I want to do yet. It's kind of like just being held there. I might get a clarifier on that devil. This could be between a marriage that you thought was going to build, or this could be you getting some kind of higher learning and taking that first step into some kind of stability. But I feel like there needs to be some patience and balance when it comes to communication, when it comes to movement, action, when it comes to clarity this week, especially with that Knight of Swords. That Knight of Swords could be dealing with somebody that really having balance with communicating with somebody, or at least putting some kind of motion into communicating. You know, I feel like everything's been kind of on pause with that Hangman right there. I don't feel like I said that right. I feel like whoever, whatever this Knight of Swords is to you, there has to be some kind of patience. There has to be balance within the situation in order to move communication forward. Okay? Because I feel like with that Hangman, it's at a pause or a standstill. And that could be what that devil in reverse energy is. Yep. Give it time, balance it out, and watch it start to tip the scales in your favor. And if you notice, this particular justice is holding a sword. So I also feel like that's the balance in between the communication. But I'm going to see what this devil is. See, anxiety. Seven of Swords, maybe deception. I feel like it's not, you're not willing to hear it out. You're not willing to deal with it. You're just like, nope, I'm not. You know, you might be still a little undecided and back and forth in your head about it, especially with that Two of Swords, you know, but I feel like your ultimate goal is to walk towards your own prosperity for whatever that is. And you could be, especially with spirit guides in here and the Hierophant coming up, getting some kind of higher learning or action. I feel like whatever heavy burden that's been holding you down has been very heartbreaking kind of energy. You know, this could be grief struck in, but I feel like whoever, whatever you've been dealing with, that this King of Wands, I feel like this King of Wands is not you currently, but I feel like this King of Wands is somebody that comes in and they show you all that passion. They show you that drive. They want to be there. And then that flame kind of burst out, and it definitely leaves a lot of conflict behind. Maybe there's poor communication. And right now, you know, it could be overindulgence with that Nine of Cups too. And that's what you're needing to like walk away from, especially with that Ace of Pentacles being right there. It's like walking towards something secure, something stable, you know, something a little more balanced. So definitely very cleansing week for you. You know, the Nine of Cups can talk about addictions also. So this could be you working through some kind of an addiction, you know, and maybe you're doing it quietly and kind of behind the scenes, but I feel like it's a fight worth fighting. You know, it's slow and it's steady, but I feel like you should keep focusing on it and watch it change your world. Whatever this is, you know, just keep focusing on where you want to go and letting go of the things that don't serve you anymore is that message. And that's where you're going to find your true happiness. So I don't feel like it was a love read. I don't really feel like it was a career read. I just feel like whoever or whatever Taurus this is particularly for, I feel like this is a step into maybe pushing past some kind of addiction, whatever that is. It doesn't have to be drugs or alcohol, but it's kind of like noticing the deception or the underlying causes between it, but not really knowing which like direction you need to be going. But I feel like you're very overburdened right now, and it's causing you a lot of pain and grief. But I feel like this King of Wands still isn't you. So whoever shows up in your life, or whoever is in your life that I feel is like super passionate, but kind of like shows up with that desire and that will and that drive, I feel like it leaves you a little mentally conflicted. I know it's a weird message, but it's what I got. So definitely a good week to talk to your spirit guides, talk to your angels, whatever higher power it is you believe in this week. All right, and let's see what's going on for love. All right, what is it Taurus needs to know this week for love? All right, what do we got going on? All right. Okay. Okay. On the bottom, we have fear and sacrifice. So I feel like maybe you're afraid to sacrifice something for whatever that is for you. But I also feel like it's a timing matter, because it's like scarcity. You know, maybe expecting the worst, afraid of failure. And without failure, there's no true growth. But I think it's about also walking away from something that doesn't serve you in order to get future rewards to let that have that. And I feel like there's an abundance there, but knowing where to put your boundaries at might be really sufficient. And pay attention to the signs that you're getting, whether they're red flags, green flags, whatever they are. Pay attention to those signs this week is going to be really important. And I feel like you're going to start to meet your soulmates. And I say soulmates because I feel like it's a tribe of people who support you, who care about you, who align with you once you start getting yourself into a good position type of energy. So I think this is more about you and your growth this week. All right, let's grab you a hard truth, and then we will let you have the rest of your week. Self-doubt did come out, so maybe let go of that self-doubt this week. All right. What do we got going on for Taurus? What is it they need to know this week? What's their hard truth? Two came out. So we have desperate. Most situations aren't as dire as they first appear to be. Take the time to make thoughtful decisions. There's no reason to rush, and always time to give yourself grace. Okay, so give yourself some patience. Don't feel like you need to rush a situation or that everything is dire, and always allow yourself some grace. Scared of change. Fear of the unknown is stifling your transformation and blocking your path. Growth happens when discomfort takes a deep breath and keep moving. So breathe this week. And don't be afraid of change. Change is scary. That's okay. And sometimes it's okay to not be okay. All right, that's what I have, my beautiful Taurus, and I will see you next week. Bye, guys.